fund with 66%. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Okay, so at 7:05 p.m., I'm going to call the meeting to order. And the first order of business, please rise and we'll pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we need to, we got two sets of, well, we're going to review the minutes from the last public meeting we had. And that is on page 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Alright, so I'll make a motion to accept the, which one do you want to do, the non-public?
We're doing the public ones of August 11th.
Okay, I make a motion to accept the public meetings of August 11th, 2020.
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Lil, I got your signed copy here this time. So
Oh,
I'll give it to you after we're done the meeting. Okay, then we have two sets of minutes here. One of them was, we forgot about it in June, we skipped over it by mistake. So, Mickey, it was you and I.
June 22nd, right?
Yeah, Dennis was absent, so
Okay.
it's you and me,
All right.
and you can read what we
I got
discussed.
it right here.
Okay? Just you and I were at that meeting.
That was the phone one. We may need to get a chance and
Okay?
That's good enough.
Okay, so that's that one. So, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of June 22nd to 20.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, so this one is done. Now we have minutes of last month, we had also a non-public on August 11th, and at that time, all three of us were present. So I'm looking for a motion to accept these minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of
Okay.
August, non-public, August 11th, 2020.
Okay, second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so both of these are signed for you. Right here. Okay. So all the minutes are signed. Okay, Ray, that brings us to you.
Great. So, big personnel news that we have going on is Officer Spinney is now at the academy. He's in the second week, which is good so far.
Yeah.
And Officer Weber is done, and he's in his FTO training. So they kind of switched spots. That went off as well as could be.
Yeah, you couldn't have it go any
Yep,
better, could
it
you?
went off pretty well. Matt should be done his training by the end of the month and will be assigned to a regular patrol shift starting probably in the beginning of October. September. No, October. He'll be in FTO in September, start October. The first week of October, he'll be on his own. So that's actually going very well. Both of them are doing great jobs. And that seems pretty good. In October, we're also going to be starting our Citizens Police Academy, our second one. So we've been getting people lined up for that. The guys are going to enjoy that last time, and so the people who participated. So we're going to be doing that again in October. School started last week. We expected a big traffic nightmare, but it actually went significantly better than we expected. There was a lot of traffic. We had some extra guys stay over, and we had Gary Bottas come in just for traffic. So if we had to all leave, we at least had somebody still there, and it went off great. So the teachers were really good. They all kind of stepped up and helped out outside after a couple shifts around a little bit. But I think it went off so good because the parents were happy to get their kids back to school. So everybody was pretty patient. It took a while. I don't know if any of you guys drove by during that time of day, but the traffic does back up on the dirt part of Raymond Road.
Yeah.
But, we said the parents were really good. They know to keep the kids separated. It's just going to take longer.
No, the first day, hey, the first day is always tough.
Buses are empty too.
How's it going now? How would it have gone like
I think we cut 20 minutes off the last pickup time, so instead of taking like an hour, it still took like 40 minutes, so it's a while.
Yeah.
But I think that's just what it's gonna be,
Yeah.
for now. And people have been pretty good, like I said, really good, really well.
Good.
We have a drug take-back scheduled for October 24th. I think that's gonna be a national one, like the DEA sponsors a national one, so that should be coming up.
Yep.
We'll have that man during the police station, someone will be there to take people's stuff during the morning hours. I'll be talking to the selectmen, I guess, on Monday about trick-or-treating and trunk-or-treat stuff. We'll have to see how the state falls on that, and trick-or-treat, and see if they're okay with that, not okay with that, we'll see what happens. But we still think we're gonna do something with that trunk or treat thing, like possibly like a drive-through thing for around the safety center, so even if we're not allowed to trick or treating, we can do something like that, or it's like a drive-through.
Oh, yeah, probably trick or treat is gonna be,
Maybe, maybe not, I don't know how things are going, by then, we'll see how it shakes out.
Sure.
We did host the chiefs meeting in this month at the police station, it went really well. All the chiefs participated, it was a really pretty good meeting, we did a bunch of training, a bunch of domestic violence training and stuff. We're actually gonna take some of that training that happened at the chiefs meeting and roll it over to the department and have the same people come back and instruct the same block of instruction for all the officers. It was pretty good. We scheduled our locks for the front door and the camera upgrade, that should be scheduled to be done this month. Lil? Maybe?
It's scheduled. They're paid for half, and then they order it.
Okay, so whenever they get their equipment in, they should be coming to do it. And that's all I had for today. We'll have some more stuff under the budget stuff, when we get to that.
okay, anybody have questions for Ray?
No, sounds great, right?
Okay. All right, Chip, you're next.
Well, no major crime to report. We had 667 calls for service in August, and as always, it runs the gamut from doing building checks to unwanted people to OHRV violations. We had 5 arrests, and that was for one each for criminal trespass, criminal threatening. We got an aggravated drunk driver operating without a license, and a theft by unauthorized taking. So, just 5 of them and 184 car stops, and 15 reports that the officers took, wrote them off. That's about it. We got a stolen car, still working on that one. That might be a Facebook connected.
Stolen car.
Yeah, just a big stolen car. Magnum. It's one of those slingshot deals where it's 2 wheels in front, 1 wheel in the back.
Oh,
Brand new.
Yeah.
It's brand new.
Oh, brand new vehicle?
Brand new, shot, those motorcycles, those
Yeah.
3-wheelers.
Oh.
Yeah. Right out of the driveway. And,
Just registered it. I saw them with it here.
yeah, and one person that was having mental health crisis, and she ended up experiencing an overdose. The officers got there, and they were able to assist her and get her to a local hospital. That's really about it. Nothing crazy. A lot of complaints about shooters. People are getting out in the yards if they've got the land to get out and target
Oh,
shooting.
yeah. Yep.
So, but as long as they're doing it safely and complying with the statute, we don't discourage and we don't encourage, we just, it
As
is
long
what
as it's
it is.
safe, as long as it's safe.
Yeah, as long as it's safe.
Yeah. A lot of shooting in my house in the back there.
Yeah.
Near more my neighbor, Mitch Gagnon, he's just a guy that goes out there every Sunday, but must let go 200 rounds.
Wow.
Right on the other side where the pond is down there, probably somewhere in that area, but real close to my neighbor. I mean, I'm telling you, like you're right there.
Ammo's expensive and it's in short supply, so he's.
Yeah, oh, at least 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it for
All right,
us.
any questions for Chip?
No,
Okay.
sounds good.
Neighborhood watch, okay, so, Steve's not here, but you guys had some type of a little
We
meeting
did,
with
yeah.
Steve and,
Yeah, we had a meeting and they got some new volunteers to step forward, and Melissa's organizing them into different sections, and we're gonna redo, I guess, the entire list, is how it's gonna pan out. So they're trying to change the format a little bit, where before they were using just email, now they wanna use Facebook and email. Probably figure they have a little bit better audience with the Facebook thing. So they're reorganizing the whole thing. Melissa's kind of behind that whole thing. It might take a little bit to get going, but I'm thinking by Christmas time, we'll have a new list rejuvenated and kind of get it all kind of going.
that'd be a Facebook thing as opposed
Be
to
both.
an
He's
email.
actually they wanted to do both.
Oh.
Part of that meeting was we talked about what format they wanted to use.
Yeah.
Some old people or older people like to use just the email, and they don't like the Facebook thing, and we're kind of gonna use both. And you can set it up so you can do both at the same time, and it kind of,
Yeah.
does the messages.
Yeah. Okay, so that's about that on the neighborhood watch. So
Yep,
it's
it's
the
been
process
pretty
is in the
good,
works and we're
Yep,
gonna
they got-
get some new leaders.
Yep, and they were pretty enthusiastic, pretty good people that seemed to
Good.
step forward. It'll be fun.
Terrific. Okay, so, old business, you mentioned the budget there a little while ago.
Yep.
Yeah, how we use 66%, yeah, of our money.
Yep, things are really good on the budget for this year. I wouldn't anticipate us going over on anything.
Yeah.
And if we did, it would be slight, but it'll be made up for the other line items. We're doing
Yeah.
really well as far as all our equipment and everything. A lot of, some of the equipment had been reimbursed through the CARES Act, right? The COVID thing comes
Yeah.
back. And Adele's been doing a fantastic job with that. It's not particularly easy, I don't think, to keep track of where the money's coming and going, but they have been keeping track and putting money back into the lines again if we bought equipment that we normally wouldn't have bought, so we can buy the stuff that's normally budgeted for. But things have been going pretty good with that. We will have a surplus, I think, at the end of the year. Part of that is due to some personnel changes, and payroll has been affected by that with
It's always good.
yeah, so it's always good. We are gonna probably look at a couple of different items, maybe towards the end of the year. One being after that meeting we had to borrow tables from Parks and Rec to host that meeting, because our tables are kind of like beyond ready. So we might actually look at getting some tables and chairs for that training room. They're not particularly that much, but we'll come back when we get a figure for that. There was something else. We might actually look at a couple radars at the end of the year as well. The radars we have, and some of the cruisers are older now, like 12, 15 years old. So we might try to replace a couple of those, at least in the main patrol cars.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get used by the officers every day. Also probably still looking at the body cam thing. But I think we're gonna deal with that more in the budget stuff for next year. There's a lot of information going back and forth with this stuff. There's a lot more stuff than I actually realized that you have to know about the thing. So Chip's kind of been dealing with that stuff. And I just don't think we're ready to throw some number out there for what we need. So what we're thinking is maybe next year is we might come up with we come up with an idea, but before the budget's approved, we'll maybe propose half for 2021 and half for 2022, and then we can spread it out, like pay half of it at the end of the year and half the next year. So we don't want to hit the town with some huge amount of money.
You know, and there's gonna be a lot of changes coming, because as more and more departments across the country go to it, the manufacturers are gonna they're gonna be getting better pricing, and you'll probably get an updated, really state of the art. They're really gonna
Right.
try
And
to
there's a lot
improve
more
that.
than you actually realize when you start looking around. There's quite a few different systems to sort through. There's a lot of them.
In the old days, you had a metal box in the trunk, and there was a recorder in there, and then you'd start the day with a new tape, and at the end of the day, somebody would go out to your trunk, unlock that thing, and take the VCR tape, and that was your dashboard cam, years ago, yeah.
They call it the Iron Sergeant, so they tracked your speed, they tracked everything.
Yeah,
So we'll have something for you guys.
Yeah.
We're thinking for budget stuff that our next meeting would probably be the best time probably to talk to you guys about the budget.
Yeah.
Before we have to meet obviously with the selectmen or the budget committee. So we're
Okay.
thinking our next monthly meeting would be that what we propose.
Do your
Go
best
through.
presentation.
Yeah, we'll go through it with you guys for that.
yeah,
So it might take a little bit longer than a regular meeting.
yeah, because we'll have to go through it. Well, actually, we can just make it just a budget, I mean, it'll be open but we
Sure.
don't have to have any agenda other than budget only.
Sure.
Okay, we could do that. Would you guys be in favor of that? Just
That's
7 o'clock budget only?
Yeah.
Unless somebody had a question from the audience, then we could certainly.
Workshop.
Sure.
Yeah, the audience, nobody's.
No,
Petro's.
not today, but I mean, if somebody came to the next meeting and all we're talking about budget and they came here to talk about something else, I'll recognize them early on and say, okay, why are you here? You're obviously not here to look at these numbers.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
No, that would make sense.
But like you say, there hasn't been much of an attendance, so.
No, it's been
but
really good.
that's about it on the budget. Like I said, we're in really good shape this year. I don't foresee any problem.
And you're gonna work on a small wish list for things that you might be overage, and we could
Yeah, nothing,
authorize you to spend a little bit.
nothing super crazy.
Nothing super crazy, but if, whatever you need, run it by us and we'll see. Okay,
Good.
all right, so that leaves us to, and we have the date, it'll be the next meeting, so the second Tuesday
Yep.
in October, so that's all set. And now we have one employee evaluation. Dennis, you're always good at doing it, so why don't you lead
I
the way?
didn't see, usually give me the little tag, but
Oh, I forgot to do
that's
this.
okay. I think his review says he's at grade 8, step 13.
If you
So
tell
that
them.
means,
Yeah, it's on the top.
yeah, I think I saw it.
Yes, that one there.
So he's going to 8:14.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yep, so labor grade 8, step 14.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that, that based on the satisfactory evaluation of Officer Ryan Goulet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That he will be awarded his next increase. He is currently a grade 8, step 13, so he should be moving to a grade 8, step 14.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
I,
Any other things to discuss before I,
and I don't want to discuss it tonight, but I think I want to throw it in, and maybe we'll discuss it after the budget, which is that continuation of the police commission itself, whether we think this commission should continue or not. I think we'll at least let everyone know that we're going to discuss it, put it on the agenda for the next meeting under new business, as to whether we feel that this commission is really necessary at this point, and how we want to proceed with it. I think everyone knows how we feel. It would be interesting to see how you people feel, and then go from there. But let's
Let's have a discussion.
let's know we're going to
Let's
do
have
a
a
next
discussion.
meeting. We'll have a discussion at that time.
I mean, I don't feel that way, but
Yeah.
they both do, so we can discuss it at our next meeting, okay?
I-
Any other business before I
No,
adjourn?
that's
Do
all
you
we got.
want to mention what we talked about? Is that anything that we?
No.
No, that's,
Okay.
yeah, attorney-client.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that's,
Well,
yeah, we won't say nothing with that,
okay.
okay? So I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn, at 7:21 PM, looking for a second.
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor?
All right.
All right.
So.
So.